Welcome to ASHP TV's Conversations in the Studio. I'm Dwayne Ballin. Joining me now is Jamie Sinclair, Board-elect ASHP.
Yes.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you very much.
And welcome.
Thank you.
So one of the areas that I know that you are focused in on is clinician burnout. For those who may not know, how do you categorize that? What is it?
So clinician burnout is a chronic imbalance between workload and work resources that over time can lead to basically an emotional exhaustion. And with that comes some cynicism, comes some disengagement in their workplace, and most importantly, it's just not meaningful work to them any longer.
How prevalent is this?
Well, the literature or the professions it's been studied most in are nurses and in providers, so physicians, nurse practitioners, PAs. And it ranges anywhere from 35 to about 54% of clinicians at any given time are experiencing that burnout.
That seems like a pretty high number.
It is.
Almost alarming.
It is. We are doing some work with studying it in the pharmacy profession, and that will be released tomorrow in terms of what our results are at the Wellbeing Collaborative. But, I think that some of it is not so much that it's getting more prevalent, it's that we're talking about it more.
Okay, so it's more a sense that it's being identified now. It's probably always been there.
It likely has always been there, but with it in the past came a stigma in terms of, well, if you can't handle it, then that's your issue, versus now we look at it as almost an overall syndrome, if you will.
So now that it's coming out of the shadows, as it were, does it make it easier to address it?
It does, because there's some better transparency there in terms of uncovering it, but it's not just a one-size-fits-all approach to how to address it, and that's what, as a pharmacy profession, a physician profession, any healthcare profession, that we need to address, that it's not a one-fits-all.
Are there signs that members can look to, whether it's self-examination or their colleagues, as to be aware of and to be concerned about?
Well, I think it's that overall sense of not accomplishing something or losing your connection to patients. And you might uncover it with, you come home every night and you don't feel as though you delivered the best care that you could. Mm-hmm. I think that that's probably the single most sign in which you can take a step back and say, am I starting to experience, or am I experiencing clinician burnout?
And when you start to see that, what's the most important step then?
Well, again, it's multi-pronged. So. Sure. But what individuals can own, because there's multiple factors. There's organizational factors, there's external factors in terms of rules and regulations that hospitals and health systems have to follow. Mm-hmm. But an individual can do the things that we all know to do. Get your rest, eat better, exercise, do those things that lets your mind escape for a bit, whether it's crossword puzzles, coloring if you want to, taking a walk, whatever that is, to do that.
Is it also important for members to be aware that you don't necessarily have to put on the Wonder Woman or Superman cape, that it's okay that these things happen?
Yeah, you have to be able to be okay with these things happen. And more importantly, I think that you have to be able to talk about it, whether that's with a significant other, at home, mm-hmm. a friend, if you have a very positive relationship with your supervisor, VP, whomever that may be, to engage in that conversation. As
you move into the board and the leadership, what are some of the measures you hope the board will focus on and look at to help address this situation?
Well, the ASHP board was a sponsoring member of the National Academy of Medicine Wellbeing Collaborative. And right there that says that ASHP is very much invested in addressing this issue. And NAM just came out with their statement, if you will. You might want to read the executive summary since it's about 300 pages long, the entire statement. And I think it's taking pieces of those action items that are applicable to the pharmacy profession, and then with ASHP having conducted our own survey with our pharmacists, our students, our residents, our technicians, to then take that information that we have received from them to identify what are the action steps that we can take.
Very important matter. Jamie Sinclair, Board-elect ASHP, thank you.
Thank you.
For more, go to ashptv.com.